It's the realist.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy Realistic, and we're back with another online tutorial. And this one right here is an online review and tutorial on the brand new AutoTune 2026. But first, before we get into that, if you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. That way you can stay up to date with videos just like this. Also, we do release brand new online quizzes twice a week about audio production, audio engineering, music business, and music history. So if you subscribe, those will show up in your mobile feed as well, and they seem to be a pretty big hit, and a lot of engineers and producers tell me it really helps them get their knowledge up and test their knowledge. So let's go ahead and dive into this brand new plugin here, AutoTune 2026. So this just got released here, and it's included with AutoTune Unlimited, or you can pay $300 for a perpetual license. I'm not really sure quite what the upgrade cost is yet. I haven't seen what that is, but I'm sure that there is one if you already own AutoTune. But if you're interested in AutoTune Unlimited, there is a link in the description below if you want to go ahead and click that. But let's go ahead and check this out here. So the first thing that we will notice here is obviously we have a brand new interface. It looks a lot different than what we've been used to the last couple years with AutoTune. If we remember, a lot of them kind of look like this, depending on if you want it to be dark mode or light mode. And so we see a couple little differences here. So not only is there a new interface, but we kind of have a new arrangement too, where stuff is placed. Now, there is still going to be use for AutoTune 11 actually, because AutoTune 2026 is meant more to replace AutoTune Artist and AutoTune Access. You know, the AutoTune versions that are a lot lighter on your CPU. Because the thing is if you want to use something like graph mode, or if you want to use AutoTune's Harmony Player, that's not going to be an AutoTune 2026. It's going to be an AutoTune Pro 11. So if you want to use graph mode here, you're going to have to use AutoTune 11 for that. Or if you want to use the Harmony Player, that is still an AutoTune 11. But AutoTune 2026 is great for being able to be put on your lead vocals, your background vocals, most things that you're going to need AutoTune for outside of graph mode and Harmony Player. This one is actually going to be a lot more lighter than this version of AutoTune. In fact, you can put up to twice as many instances of AutoTune in your session as you were able to before. This one actually has 35% greater efficiency than the previous versions of AutoTune. And something else that's kind of cool, we're used to low latency mode, but we can toggle back and forth between low latency mode and HQ mode on AutoTune 2026. So low latency mode is perfect for tracking or live performances, versus HQ mode might be better for mixing and high fidelity results when we go to bounce out the session. And we also notice too here that we have some new arrangement and new placement of where things are. We're kind of used to things being spread out a little bit more on AutoTune's interface, but now we're actually have things a little bit more consolidated, where the Retune, Humanize, and FlexTune are all together here. And same with our modern and classic mode, they're kind of all consolidated together there. So not only do we have a new interface and our buttons and knobs are placed in a different area, but also we have some new indicators here, most noticeably here with FlexTune. So as I increase FlexTune, you're going to notice these little brackets here are going to get a little bit wider as we decrease the amount of FlexTune, and gonna get a little bit more narrow the more that we increase FlexTune. So let's start by putting FlexTune at 0. Pay attention to these brackets as I do that. All right, and if we put this all the way up, you see we have more wiggle room. So what FlexTune does here is FlexTune allows us to be able to have a little bit more range within our song that we're singing, so we can sing outside of the scale. Let me go ahead and grab a keyboard so I can show you visually. So this particular song here, if you look on AutoTune, is in F major, which means an F major, it's all white keys except one flat here, which would be the B flat. That's the only flat that we have in here. Now, the thing about FlexTune, though, is if it's at 0, we're going to be all within the scale of this song, right? So we're going to have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and back to F. However, if we increase the flex tune here, right, and we put this up to more like 40 or 50 like that, now this singer is going to have a little bit more range. So let's say that instead of singing an A, they sing an A flat. Well, the more we increase flex tune, it's going to allow them to be able to do that. If it's at 0, what flex tune is going to do is nudge it to the closest note based on the sense that it's at. So if it's a little bit closer to G, it's going to move that down to G. If the A flat that she sung is a little bit more closer to A, then it's going to move that up to A. However, with flex tune increase, she could actually sing that. Now, you may ask, why would a singer want to be able to sing outside the key? Well, a lot of times singers may do some stuff to make them sound more musical or more human and sing chromatic notes that are just slightly outside of the scale, or maybe a note that might be able to complement the chord really well, and it may not be in the key, but it really gives it some good tension. That could be a reason. They could also be singing in the style of melisma, where they take one note and make it into a few different notes, like Whitney Houston's "I'll Always Love You." So instead of singing, I and holding that out, she might go I. I don't know if that's actually the right notes. I should have pulled up the sheet music, but you get what I'm saying. And that's why you might want something like flex tune. And so now you'll see with AutoTune 2026, we're able to have a visual representation of that. So let's go ahead and play this song here that I have by a singer that I'm working with by the name of Paris. And we'll see with this being increased, we'll see things in here, maybe like a G flat or an A flat may appear up here, and she's allowed to sing that. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Live for the moment, live for the night, head to the moon, dance in the life you.
So she's able to sing a little bit outside of the key. Now, if we go ahead and put this at 0, you're going to see on this little screen here, we don't have any G flats or A flats or anything like that. It's all going to be the 7 notes that are in this key. It's only going to be F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and E, and then back to F. So let's go ahead and hit play, and you'll be able to notice that.
Live for the moment, live for the night, head to the moon, dance in the life you like a.
See, so we've always had flex tune. That's always been an option, but now we have a visual indicator, which is kind of nice, and it kind of lets us really know where they're able to go within the sense of the note here, and how many semitones and cents they're able to be off, and what type of freedom that they have. So this also now gives us more real-time insight on how the vibrato and the pitch variation is being handled by AutoTune. Of course, we still have the other knobs that we're used to here too, retune speed, which decides how quickly the note will be tuned. So the closer that we are to 0, the much quicker it is going to tune that note to the correct note within the scale. The more that we decrease this knob, the longer it's going to take for AutoTune to be able to correct those notes. So sometimes that can give a little bit more natural of a performance, or if the person that you've recorded already sang really well and doesn't really need a lot of tuning, but may still want the effect of AutoTune because of the modern sound. We hear that a lot with really great singers like Ariana Grande or Adele. They don't necessarily need AutoTune, but they still use AutoTune for the sake of having a modern sound that we're used to hearing on mainstream radio and streaming playlists. But we'll go ahead and put that back at 20 because I'm kind of going for a good pop performance on this song. And finally, our last knob here that we have in AutoTune 2026 is Humanize. And of course, Humanize will, the more that we increase this, it will tell AutoTune to ignore sustained notes. So why would it want to do that? Well, our ears, the more a note is sustained, the more likely we could tell if it's being tuned or robotic or computerized. So a note that's being held out for a lot longer, the more we increase Humanize, the more likely AutoTune is to ignore that note and allow it to sound more natural and not so computerized tuned, and that will allow the listener to think, oh, this is a natural performance. Meanwhile, the quicker notes, like maybe ba-da-da-da-da-da, those will be tuned, but a note that's more like that may be ignored the more that we increase the humanize, so it gives it a more human sounding note. So we have that right there as well. You'll also notice another difference here is as far as our vocal range / input type and our key and scale have slightly moved from where it used to be on former versions of AutoTune. So if we go ahead and click this here, vocal range, which used to be called input type, we have our soprano, alto tenor, and our baritone bass. But now with instruments, we have two options now, whereas before we just had instrument or bass. Now we have bass / high / mid. And then, of course, if we click here, we have our different options for our keys with major, minor, and chromatic. Or if we want more scales, we also have that if we hit the more scales option. Last thing I want to point out here is we have a bunch of brand new presets in here that we didn't have previously. One's by Zed, iconic production team there, Major 7, another iconic producer. And my personal friend here, DJ Swivel, works with a lot of big people like Beyonce and Kanye and BTS and Rima. And they have their settings in here as well if you want to be able to use those. So those are in AutoTune 2026 now as well. The auto key button also moved. It used to be directly under key and scale to turn it on and off, and now it's right here in the pitch window here if you want to turn off auto key on or off. And then of course down here by our Retune and Humanize and Flex tune, we still have our modern and classic mode. That used to be up top, now it's on the bottom. So modern does give us access to Flex tune, whereas classic gives us that AutoTune 5 sound, but we also lose our Flex tune ability. But this is if you want that old school AutoTune 5 in the mid 2000s that sounds more glitchy and computerized. But again, you will lose access to the Flex tune knob if you do put on classic. Back to modern, you get more access to these knobs that allow you to sound a little bit more natural. So that's all the changes here with the brand new AutoTune plugin, AutoTune 2026. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you're going to pull the trigger on this plugin and get it. Let me know if you're still happy with AutoTune Pro 11 and you're going to stick with that, or if you're excited about some of these new features. And if you are, you can hit that link in the description below to be able to get access to AutoTune Unlimited or AutoTune 2026. And of course, if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. That way you can stay up to date with videos just like this. Also, if you find my knowledge useful and you want to be able to pick my brain a little bit more, I do have consultations on my website that you can sign up for, and we can do some mixing lessons or music business lessons, and we can go over anything that you want to know. And opportunities like that and gigs like that do help me continue to do this channel, helps me be able to pay a couple bills in the background. So those always help me out as well. And if you found this video helpful and you want to continue to learn more, you can watch a video here, or here. All right, till next time, y'all.